On behalf of Missouri State Parks, I would like to welcome you to the public informational video for the Thomas Hart Benton Home and Studio State Historic Site. I'm Site Administrator Steve Sitton. Informational meetings are held for each state park and historic site every year to ensure citizens have input regarding facilities and services. The mission of the park system is to preserve and interpret the state's finest examples of natural landscapes and cultural landmarks and to provide recreational opportunities compatible with these resources. The Missouri State Park System has 92 parks and historic sites with over 160,000 acres for public use. The park soils and water sales tax provides about 75% of the funding for the system. That sales tax is split between Missouri State Parks and the Missouri Soil and Water Conservation Program. Most of the remaining 25% of funding comes from revenue generated in parks. The Benton home was acquired in 1977 and opened to the public in 1983. At 1/3 of an acre, it is Missouri's smallest state park, and from 1939 until 1975 was the home of famed regionalist artist Thomas Hart Benton and his family. The 7,800 square foot house and its accompanying stable carriage house were constructed in 1903 in the then developing Roanoke neighborhood of Midtown, Kansas City. The Benton Home and Studio is almost completely furnished with the Benton's possessions, offering a remarkable glimpse into the family's personalities, lifestyle, and work habits. Visitors may also view many examples of Tom Benton's original artwork. Overall attendance for the year 2021 was 2,100, with 448 guided tours and programs given. We saw a 46% increase in attendance from 2020 when the site was closed for much of the year due to COVID-19. During the past year, several small maintenance and cultural resource projects were completed. 2 large dead ailanthus trees were removed from the rear courtyard area. These trees were threatening the historic buildings and are an invasive species. The line that drains condensate water from the furnace in the studio was rerouted into an insulated downspout so that it can no longer freeze in a trough beside the visitor center exterior and thus damage the foundation. The 3 fluorescent light fixtures installed in Tom's studio in 1974 were rewired and had their starters replaced. Finally, a local seamstress found appropriate fabrics and made curtains to replace the historic curtains throughout the first floor of the house. The curtains made by Rita Benton in the 1950s have been moved to archival storage. Future projects we're hoping to complete include a comprehensive report of the building's condition so that large expensive maintenance projects such as exterior painting, re-roofing, and HVAC can be scheduled and funded. We need to repair or replace several areas of the wood floor in the basement. Also, the site administrator's residence on the 3rd floor of the house has not been repainted or gotten new carpeting in about 40 years. Finally, we're very excited about developing Mo State Park's pilot program of a 360-degree virtual tour of the Benton home. A major part of the site's mission is to interpret the life and art of Thomas Hart Benton and the cultural resources found here. This is accomplished through guided tours supplemented with some outreach PowerPoint presentations. We offer tours to individuals, couples, families, and larger organized groups. In the previous year, our interpretive staff hosted the Friends of the Metropolitan Museum of Art, docents of the Springfield, Missouri Art Museum, and several sessions of a seniors group known as Rhodes Scholar. Programs were also presented online to the San Francisco Bay Area Art Lovers Group, the Kansas City League of Women Voters, the Kansas City Interpretive Sites Coalition, and the docents of the National Museum of Art of Australia. In-person PowerPoints resumed this year, especially for the many branches of the Mid-Continent Public Library. In May, the Benton Testamentary Trust sent out a filmmaker and crew to shoot a new documentary promoting Tom's art and career. The Benton's daughter Jessie and grandson Anthony were on site to be interviewed for that project. Thank you for watching our virtual public meeting presentation. Please feel free to share this link with your family and friends. We welcome your feedback. The video will be posted until the end of the month. If you have any questions, you may contact the site office at 816-931-5722 or email us at benton.home.state.historic.site@dnr.mo.gov. You may also use the comments section to provide feedback focused on the operation of the Thomas Hart Benton Home State Historic Site. If you have other questions or comments, you may email moparks@dnr.mo.gov. The site's contact information is also listed in the video description for your convenience. Thanks to the citizens of Missouri, our state parks and historic sites are supported by 0.5% of the park, soils, and water sales tax. The sales tax allows free access to Missouri's 92 state parks and historic sites. Remember, you're always welcome in Missouri State Parks.